I'm Cynthia Mulligan in Scarborough. You can't smell it, you can't see it, but it is deadly. Last night, more than a dozen people at this restaurant were taken to hospital because of lethal carbon monoxide levels. City News has learned that provincial legislation that is supposed to protect you may not go far enough. A patron became sick and 911 was called. Inside the restaurant, carbon monoxide levels exceeded 500 to 600 parts per million. That's enough to kill you. Anything over 25 parts per million is considered dangerous. Up on the roof, levels coming out of the vents reached over 9,000 parts per million.
If you're in there for an extended period of time, several hours, could actually lead to serious injury and or death.
This is not an isolated incident. Just this past weekend, 18 people at a hockey rink near Barrie were taken to hospital due to carbon monoxide poisoning. And 8 people, including a 2-year-old child, were sent to hospital after a carbon monoxide leak at this restaurant in 2015. There have been numerous deaths due to carbon monoxide poisoning in homes. In 2008, OPP officer Lori Hawkins, her husband and 2 children died from carbon monoxide poisoning, prompting new provincial legislation making CO detectors mandatory in homes. But only homes. Detectors are not required in restaurants, arenas, movie theaters, not even in schools or hospitals. A cause for concern, according to the deputy fire chief.
The absence of detection of carbon monoxide in these types of facilities is certainly a risk to the public.
Simple plug-in detectors used in homes would solve the problem. They cost about $25 each, but it's up to the provincial government to make them mandatory. Why wouldn't a restaurant with a kitchen that uses gas stoves have to have a couple carbon monoxide detectors plugged in?
Well, to be very frank, I think this is a very good question. And once we hear about the investigation at the local authority about what exactly happened, I'm more than happy actually in having this discussion with our fire safety investigator.
The minister says once the investigations are complete into what happened here and at the hockey arena, they will determine next steps. In the meantime, this restaurant remains closed.